Good looking now, G.
Everybody, let me tell you that he made you beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody, let me tell you that God made you beautiful. Beautiful.
Hey there, excuse me, miss. No disrespect, you're very precious.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Hype. We have a special guest DJ joining us today. Give it up for DJ Shy. You can check her out on Facebook at DJ Shy215 and Instagram at DJ Shy. Today we're going to be talking about healthy body image. Many of us want to be flawless, yet we have issues with our own flaws. Are you comfortable in your own skin? If not, why and what will it take for you to be comfortable? Tell us what you think. You can join the discussion by posting your opinions on our Facebook page at Philly Hype TV Show and on Twitter at The Hype TV Show. Be sure to hashtag body image hype. Tune in, we'll get hype on healthy body images right after this.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Thine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. And you get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
You're watching The Hype, TV for, by, and about young women.
I was taller. If I had a better body type.
I'm happy with my body because it's the way I want to look.
I'd be happy if I was healthy. Healthier you are, happier you are.
I'd be happy with my body if I had a lot more energy.
I'm thin. I feel athletic. I have a fit body. Because I wouldn't be short. Because I have a better body type. I'd be perfect, like in peak condition. Just like, muscular and everything. I get muscles. I'll also be taller too. 6 foot, like I think would be an average height. Be 6 foot. Maybe 5'9". Okay. Maybe 5'9". Maybe 5'9".
I'm slim, I'm fit, athletic, I can do what I want.
Because I get to do more things and I won't be asleep so much.
And if you're healthy, you will have more energy and you're more fit. And you feel better about your body image.
I eat healthy food. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel happy.
Welcome back. So we just heard of what some of you had to say about the topic. Now I'd like to welcome my co-host Vanessa and our special guest host Bryce Carmichael to the conversation. Also, we have Blush joining us in the audience today to help with our audience questions and comments. Welcome, everybody.
Hey.
So we just heard a lot of different things about body image, and that's something that I feel like everybody, no matter even who you are, even if you think we think that they're perfect, that people struggle with on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what was your reaction to some of the things that were mentioned in the video?
I think that they were all valid points. I mean, for myself, I grew up, I was an overweight child, so I understand what it's like not to like the way you look in the morning. And I think it just goes back to this having self-confidence. You get to a point where you're just like accepting of the way you look. And if you don't like something, change it. So if you don't like the way your stomach looks, you don't like the way your legs look, go to the gym, go run. But sometimes we don't have enough time for that. So I think it's all about like self-confidence. And like in the video, a lot of the young men and women were talking about they wanted to be taller or they wanted the perfect body, but what's ever good enough? What is perfect? Yeah. Like you're always going to be upset with something. So just enjoy yourself and love who you are as a person. That's what I think.
Yeah, for me, I think it's all about confidence. Like I feel like regardless of what you have and what you don't have, as long as you're confident and you're like, okay, decide to change the things that really need to be changed and then be confident in who you are, period. Like it'll change your body image to yourself.
It's like really being that comfortable in your own skin. I think one great quote, I don't know where I heard it from actually, but it was, you always compare yourself to someone's highlight reel to your own behind the scenes footage. So we're always looking at someone else and like, oh man, they have it all together, they have the perfect body, they have the perfect life. But we're seeing their highlight reel. We don't know the behind the scenes. Like we don't know what they're struggling with.
You don't know how long
what
it's taking to draw them eyebrows on.
Exactly.
You know, like you don't
the whole routine that they have to go through, or what physically or internally that they're going through to do that. So it's not whatever glitters isn't gold.
Right,
and we
exactly.
have to kind of remember that, and that even these celebrities, they're people. They have makeup teams and crews that help in airbrushing and personal trainers and chefs to cater to their needs every single day. So to aspire to look like something that's not realistic, that's getting into a whole another thing, what's real and what's not.
Exactly.
You know, one of the things I think about, I wore braces twice. The first time I lost my retainer and the gaps came back, we had to put those back on. And the reason I bring that up is to Bryce's point. If you see something you don't like, be brave enough to fix that. I think one of the problems that I see with a lot of people, they see things about themselves that they don't like, whether it's their body or the way they carry themselves. Because I believe one of the other problems we have with body image is that we forget we're not one-dimensional. You are a person, you are a soul, you are a character, and you are also a body. And you have to manage them both. I think to focus on one to the detriment of the other makes you kind of weird and unbalanced. So I think you have to look at how do you become a pretty face, frankly, and a beautiful soul, and be honest about your shortcomings and things you don't like. I will tell you today, if I lose that retainer today, I'm gonna wear braces a third time. Before I wore braces, you could look at my mouth and you thought you were looking at a can opener, frankly. And what I had to be honest about was how, for me, that was really crippling, because I was senior yearbook editor at my high school. I did that job particularly because I wanted to make sure my picture did not get in the yearbook, because I hated my teeth. You have to be aware of the things that cripple who you are. And if parts of your body image, whether it's weight, your hair, I don't bash people who wear weave. If that's what it takes to make you feel comfortable, girlfriend, go for it. Get you some Malaysian hair, whatever it is you need. Do what you gotta do. And I think that's the problem that we have. We don't want to embrace the things that make us uncomfortable to the point where we actually work on them. Because now the weird thing is, now that I don't have the dental issue anymore, I can focus on the other parts of me, I think, a little bit better, because what I used to think is that when people first saw me, they didn't see me, they saw the flaw. And when you have a flaw that makes you very self-conscious and very insecure, you think people are always looking at it. It's kind of like going somewhere with your dress stuck in your stockings. You think everybody in the world sees your underwear. And I think ultimately, when you start talking about body image issues, you got to be willing to confront them, because ultimately it chases you. It's like a shadow that's always there.
You kind of get into something else too, like a body image issue could be more than one thing. And what our perception as a flaw for us cannot be a flaw to anybody else. Like something as, you might have thought your smile was horrible, but to me, I'm like, oh, her smile is beautiful. And to kind of be realistic and okay to be, like being okay with being who you are.
And I think it's also like, what is your standard of beauty? Like, what are you deciding that you're beautiful or like up against? Like, cause like Courtney just said, like Beyonce has a team of probably like 20 people. When she wake up, she yawn, they probably brushing her teeth for her. Like, she has people everywhere, like taking care of her all of the time. So like, We here on our little budget trying to make things work. Like, you're not gonna look like what Beyonce looks like after 2 hours of 20 people prepping her and then airbrushing her. Like, you're not gonna look like that. But at the same time, like, you have to decide what is beautiful to me and what am I deciding makes me beautiful. Like, who am I deciding that off of, and is it realistic?
And thinking just like going off of the whole flawless theme and anthem that a lot of women are going for. I think being flawless and knowing that not flawless physically, comparing yourself, but I woke up like this. Like, I am who I am. I'm comfortable. Like, this is me. Accept it. Rock with it. If you don't, you can kick rocks. That type of thing. And I just like seeing that trend happening more with young women. Like, I don't have to be like this. I know this isn't real. It's nice. It's cute. I could kind of want to do my own version of it, but realizing I'm seeing that some more. But you still have those people who, like, if I don't, like, I have to look like this when I step out the door. I have to look like I don't have any makeup on, but I spend 2 hours doing my makeup to have a natural look.
1000% agree with that. But that does not mean you walk out the house, I woke up like this. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying.
Not so that.
Just putting that in there.
But you know, I will say, I work on having what I consider to be my signature look. For instance, I think, you remember the song back in the day, She Got It From My Mama? Well, my mama gave me no eyebrows. So for me personally, in terms of like my body image, no matter what happens, I'm going to fill them in. And I dare you to clown me about filling in my eyebrows.
Yes.
I think ultimately it's really about recognizing who you are and feeling good about it. Just like Beyonce fills in her brows, her whatever, I'm gonna fill mine in. There's a certain look in terms of my clothes that I make a point to cultivate that particular look. And I think so much of it is really about figuring out who you are, really asking yourself questions. Because sometimes, let's be honest, your sense of style might not work for me, but ultimately you gotta feel good in it. You know what I mean? Because if your confidence is in the toilet, it comes across all the time.
I think you just have to watch where you let it go, because I know girls who, like, they will buy their Malaysian whatever type of bundles they have, but they are short on rent. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to watch.
Right.
You have to watch like
That
how far
priority.
it's going. So the whole thing that Blush had about like pretty face and beautiful soul, like, make sure that you want to look a certain way and you're taking care of yourself, but what line is it drawing? Like, are you hurting yourself, like your self-esteem? Like, where are you going with that? Like, how far will you go just to be a pretty face?
Like Bryce said,
Just accepting yourself for who you are, pretty much. Like, I feel like for me to wake up and say, I want six-pack abs every single day, I'm a runner, and I'm not gonna run 30 miles a week because I don't have enough time for all that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just accepting who I am. Like, I'm healthy, I'm trying to live a long life. If I don't get six-pack abs, okay, that's fine. But exactly, I'll be good with that.
So we have a lot that's being said, and I see the audience has a lot to say too. So stay tuned, we'll get back right after this.
Homemade noodles. Marty, stop it. That reminds me, maybe we should try a new form of birth control.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think, though?
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Hey, this is Jennifer Hudson, and you're watching The Hype.
TV for, by, and about young women.
From the honeys, down from the rock, let's see my man say.
Welcome back. Now, if you're watching us at home, school, or whatever, you can join the conversation by posting your comments online. Join us on Facebook and Twitter, and then post your comments to today's questions. Why do or don't you have a healthy body image? And don't forget to hashtag body image hype. So here's what some of you had to say. So we have Tierra Snoopy 16. I believe we're made the way we're supposed to be. And ASAP 0504. I believe I'm pretty healthy because I always drink and I eat at least one piece of fruit a day. So people have different images and definitions of their body, and they're comfortable with it, which is something that's refreshing, in that we're not really being as consumed and persuaded with what we're being bombarded with. Like, this is how you should look, this is a new product, this is the ins and outs of everything.
There's nothing wrong with improving yourself.
Yeah.
But when people take it to the next level, they get extreme.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes an issue. Like people that, even if you take a photo, wait, I don't like that angle. Can we just get another? Just
And the filters, like, no, this is a filter. Where's my light? Okay, this is the light. Like, you're getting a whole, like, it's supposed to be a selfie. Like,
17 filters,
Yeah.
same face. Like, come on.
now you can Photoshop, and I think it's so funny. I forget what one of the websites they do, like the worst Photoshop images, and of girls curving out part with the Photoshop, but you can see where the line is curved to make their butt looks bigger and make you look like you don't have a waistline,
Right.
and all this other stuff. And then you're getting into the body contouring, so the waist trimmers, like the Kim Kardashians and the whole Kardashians, all in Black China, the whole snatching in your waist so it's so small so that your hips and your butt look so much bigger, which isn't natural. Like, nobody has been built like that in years. Just work with what you got and make it look nice.
And the thing is, with like entertainers, they're paid to look good.
Yes.
And they have time to devote themselves strictly to watch what they eat, work out. I don't have enough hours a day. I don't even have enough hours to breathe. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to base my personal body image on someone else I don't even know and someone else who gets paid to look good.
Yeah.
So.
But you know what, though, to the person's point on Twitter about the things they do to take care of their bodies, one of the things that I have included in my body, my self-image kind of thing, is how well I do take care of my body. One of the things I think about for me, frankly, and it might seem a horrible thing to say this about one of my relatives, but she has a lot of health issues that, though I won't say it at a family event, I think are her fault because she doesn't take care of her body. And my greatest fear is to be in my early 60s and to be wheelchair bound and to have a lot of health issues that I feel like I could have warded off. Maybe genetics might say that I'm predisposed to some things, but I do think taking care of my body and part of my body image has to do with taking good care of me. I want all my parts to work as long as I'm here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I really think that that's important.
And I think that's something too, no matter what age you are, that you are very aware of what you need to do to stay healthy. And it's not necessarily going out and, like you said, running 30 miles a day, because nobody has time to do that at all whatsoever. But knowing, like, I need to at least try to work out at least 2 days a week. And if I'm not working out, I want to make sure I'm moving in some sort of way, that I'm at least eating okay, and that I do treat myself every once in a while. So having that balance that works with what you have and your budget, because let's get into a whole thing like you can't afford to have a gym membership and you don't go there all the time, and you have rent and cable and other things to pay for at the same time. So what works for you, and make it work for you.
I have a question, particularly I guess for you, Bryce. Do you feel like boys have the same like pressure over body image as girls do?
I think it depends on the male. Like, I feel like a lot of I guess in a sense, romantically, you might feel like I might need to like look better to get a better mate. But then sometimes some of the most,
you
know what I'm saying? Some of the most,
anybody can find
right,
somebody.
it's all about you, like your
Yeah.
confidence. I think that outweighs body image, because like even some celebrities like Rick Ross, they get so many girls and everything, but it just comes down like to within. So I mean, I just think that as far as for a male's perspective and a woman's perspective, it's a little different. I think women, you might be more critical because of the way society wants you to look and present yourself as opposed to a man, you know?
I wonder if, like when thinking about this, especially like bringing up the male thing, because I feel like the images that are always out there are of females, and there are some of men, but it's not, like I know if I walked on the street, I won't find anybody looking like Tyson Beckford or Trey Songz or anything like that, but for girls, you're almost
You're gonna
expected
find at least 10 girls trying to look
Right.
like Beyonce
or
like,
Kim K, or
Yeah.
you know, and then getting into the whole like the hair, like getting into hair. I know we had a couple of we talked about hair before on the show, but how much money we put into hair itself, the hair industry, the Malaysians, the Brazilians, and then the styling. Like,
there's a Brazilian hair?
There's Brazilian, there's Malaysian, there's Indian, there's all different types, Peruvian, you could possibly think of, but just the upkeep to try to do that, and finding like, you have to at one point be like, okay, I can't, no,
Right.
I'm just gonna rock with my natural.
You know,
and
it's
this is
funny.
it.
I became very, very comfortable with wigs and stuff like that after I cut my hair.
Yeah.
It was funny. When I first cut my hair, I was devastated. I was wearing, I went through a real stressful period and my hair started to thin, and then I wore a weave ponytail for a while. And then like it started to really get thin. So once I cut all my hair off, then it took me a while, frankly, to become comfortable with the look myself, because I was like, wow, this is different. I'm used to wearing my doobie, getting my hair done. And then after I did it for a while, that became me. I began to appreciate what I saw in the mirror. But now, if I decide I want to wear a wig, because it's not long enough to do a weave unless my tracks on show. But ultimately, now I'm very comfortable with who I am. And I don't know what about cutting my hair off, frankly, made that transition possible for me. But I think a lot of it really has to do for me in terms of body image, really has to do with this whole idea that I stopped looking for other people to affirm what I thought was okay. Because I realized, to your point, first of all, I'm not spending $400 on a hairstyle. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm also not gonna let you pull all my hair out and give me headaches for braids and all this kind of stuff. And as far as my body itself goes, I figured out the parts of my body that I think are hot. Okay, I love me. And I think we have to get to a point where you can actually look at yourself and recognize that you are lovable. Even if you're not perfect, you are still lovable, whether it's you or somebody else. And I think we don't have enough of those conversations ourselves. In the morning I put my eyebrows on, I'll fight you, you better know it.
So I guess thinking about, because even Bryce, I related to your story, when I was younger, I was heavier, plus size, and I remember little I have to go pull all the way to the back of the clothing line, get 16 plus when I was younger. Just for you, I know for me, when I got to a certain point in high school, I'm like, okay, I want to be athletic, I want to get involved, and I know this will help me because this is just something that I want to do for myself. What was it for you that kind of made you do that transition and kind of to get to where you are and being that comfortable? Well,
I kind of went through almost a little mini depression about it, because I wasn't comfortable with myself as a person. And then one day I woke up and was like, stop having a pity party. If you want to change something, do it. So I joined the track team. Everybody thought I was crazy. And then I lost a bunch of weight and I stuck with it. It wasn't just like my decision behind it was I want to make a lifestyle change. I don't want it to just be a momentary, a short, part of my life. I wanted to make this a whole lifestyle change. So I still run about 15 miles a week, but it's not crazy, but going back to my original idea when I wanted to change my body image, it was just, I just wanted to be healthier and have a lifestyle. It wasn't more so, I think originally it was more so I want to be more attractive to other people, but then it was more I want to be healthy. I want to do this for Bryce. I don't want to do it for anyone else. And that's pretty much how I stuck with it. So,
Courtney, we actually have somebody for the audience who has a comment. Tiara.
Hi, so I pretty much have a comment more say than a question. I don't have a question at all. Just like I was saying, it is more of learning to love yourself. A personal experience, it took a long time for me to love myself. Certain things I just wouldn't do. And, just to hear y'all talk about it, it kind of comes in and it makes me feel good, because it took me a long time to do certain things. It was never a time in a day where I would wear really long hair or keep constantly wearing my hair in a ponytail or wearing certain outfits. Yes, I wear crop tops. Nobody would believe it, but I do. And I'm comfortable with myself. And I guess it's just learning to be able to sit there in the mirror. I know you heard somebody's mother, your grandma tell you that, look at yourself and just tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you can be anything that you want and you can do whatever you want. And don't worry about what everybody else has to say. And I think that's what the problem, real problem is that people are so worried about what somebody has to say instead of just doing them and just not paying attention. And I guess I had to learn that the hard way, but I learned, and I just listen to y'all talking about it. It just has a lot.
And I think that's great that we're all having this conversation more. So we're actually going to come back right after this. Stay tuned to The Hype.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Don't walk. Don't walk. Walk. Do not enter. Hot dogs. Definitely like hot dogs. Motorcycle club. Everything must go. Ghostly ghouls. Don't look at that, Teddy. Body piercing. Ouch.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
You and I, we be frontin' the game. Put you in the zone, now you're forcing a change. Although I want the same, can't move that way cause I got constraints. I don't wanna confuse things and make us tie loose like new shoestrings. It gets so hard to communicate between friends once feelings get in the way. Yeah, I know friends ain't supposed to be lovers, but there's part of me that still wonders, could it all work out or confuse things? I know friends ain't supposed to be lovers, but there's part of me that still wonders, could it all work out or confuse things? Why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Pipes bust when you apply pressure. Airborne, you're infectious. Your persistence is affecting us. Now we can't hang like a necklace. He envy cause you're next to us. My Diane is too precious, so cutting you off is a must. I know friends ain't supposed to be lovers, but there's part of me that still wonders, could it all work out or confuse?
Hey, this is Jennifer Hudson, and you're watching The Hype.
TV for, by, and about young women.
We'd like to thank our guest DJ, DJ Shy, and our special guest, Bryce Carmichael. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you'd like to intern, be in the audience, you can submit any original music to our website at thehypetvshow.com. I'm Courtney Pulliam, and for Vanessa and Blush and the whole Hype team, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good looking now, G.
You're very precious. Please tell me what's your name. You're a precious gem and God's to blame. No, I'm not trying to spit game, cause it's your soul I'm trying to claim. You probably never heard of this. A love affair without a kiss. All the diamonds in the world could never hold to your vow.